YouTube, welcome to DroneTastic. I'm Dan. I wanted to do a segment today about the upgrades made to my hovercraft. I think this will probably be the final design, although we all say that and then there's always ended up being some kind of tweak that needs to go on. In any case, before I go off showing it to you, everything inside and the changes I made to make it work better, let's take it outside and have a look. Alright, so here we are. I got it hooked up with SkyRC GPS speed meter so I can check out the top speed of this thing. And maybe we'll get some FPV flight as well out of this bad boy. It's not really going to fly, but it's hovercraft, you know what I mean. Alright, let's give this thing a go. Not too bad. As you can see, even without a bag, she's cruising right along, and there's some space underneath there. Up the street she comes. Let's just bring her in and take a look at the reading there and see what we got. That looks like our top speed was 25 kilometers per hour, which isn't too bad. But hey, she's a lot of fun, and that's what's important. I also promised she would run on grass, so let's give that a shot. Oh, occasionally you do get stuck. There she is. Gonna get up my neighbor's grass. There we are. Hit the brake, and there she is. Top speed was 25 kilometers per hour, and well, I hope I got some great FPV too. Let's head on inside and we'll talk a little bit more. Well, that was pretty sweet. I was glad I got my hands on this SkyRC meter here. This does GPS readings of altitude and speed, and it will even record your course in air wherever you are. If I were to plug this into the computer, I'll be able to see, you know, how far up and down my street I went. Regardless, Let's get straight to the meat here. I know you're excited to see the inside. All right, here she is. The first thing you see from the outside that's different from the last time is I taped up the edges. I also hot glued them a little bit. They need some work along the edges here, but this should seal up the edge pretty well. I plan on covering this all with tape at some point just to waterproof it better and prevent myself from having any future delamination, because I think this is going to be the final design. She runs really nicely. I'm very happy with the performance. It's fun. 25 kilometers an hour is not bad. I will calculate that to miles an hour and put that underneath at the bottom of the screen here. All right, so what you can see here is I've got, this is the main brace, these parallel deals, and that the little short pieces in there basically create the framework for the motor mounting plate. I'm using the wood ones from Flight Test at the moment. It looked like that. And they do what they need to do, and you just build up a box and tape around it. It's pretty good. Just about as good as those swappable deals they do. Now I created a couple of horizontal supports here because I was getting some wobble. Now that's gone, so this doesn't swing back and forth. Down in the inflator propeller here, I did the same thing. I've got two vertical pieces, or not, they're not vertical here, but you know what I'm saying there. The singular supports here to prevent this whole mount from swinging forward and backwards, as it did a couple of times during some lower speed impacts. Still have to get comfortable with turning off the blower so it'll stop when I need it to. Now, to keep this closed, because it was opening while I was driving around, I put two 5-pound rare earth magnets underneath that piece there. They're relatively cheap. Our friend from Experimental Airlines uses them exclusively, and they're great. I started using them a while ago as well. Typically my method is to cut a recess in the foam out, then hot glue the magnet into that hole, and then hot glue tape over the top of that, which I've done here. But I needed to double because I didn't have this quite right, so a secondary magnet was required to get the satisfying click when it closes. So that's that part. Secondly, I used to have the battery mounted vertically here. I've taken the battery compartment off the other one, glued it to the bottom inside, braced it up, as you can see here. Let me back out a little so I can show this to you in all its glory. And I got a Raycorp shameless plug cinching strap that I cut a couple of slots in the foam board here. I don't pull it tight, obviously. I just need it to hold the battery snug, so I just pull it until it's gently taut, and then this battery is not lifting up or sliding out. I was finding it back on the corner over here and on the other side. When that happens, when you're riding on a cushion of air and the weight is off, she'll just start sliding sideways. And I'm finding that she doesn't really like the wind much at all. Like any breeze, 7 miles an hour will 6-7 miles an hour will send her careening across the court, and if there's any lack of level surface there, she'll slide down into it. So you got to kind of turn out and push away. But I mean, I think that's just par for the course. The last thing is, there's the receiver that we talked about before, but the last thing is the replacement ESCs that I purchased and put in. Here's one right here. They are Lumineer BL Heli Flash 30 amp ESCs. Despite the fact that the cover was closed for the entire flight, even after I finished filming, I kept running up and down the street with it, and they never even got warm. So I think those ESCs are going to last for quite a while, and for what it's worth, the motors didn't get hot, and they ran like they were supposed to at full performance the whole time. So clearly a 6040 on a 2204 2300 is probably going to draw more amps than that 12 amp is designed to provide. However, clearly to keep them cool, I must not be running more than half or maybe 20 amps tops. So I could hook a watt meter up and find out, and maybe that'll be another video. Otherwise, that's it. That's really all I wanted to show you. This This has been a labor of love here for me, just a scratch build, and it's fun. And now I can take this out on the water instead and rescue boats and planes and all types of other fun stuff with it. Because of course she's on a pool noodle on the bottom. She's going to float like any boat would, and I wouldn't need to worry about running this blower here at all. I mean, granted, she's going to move very slowly across the water, but that's to be expected without a cushion of air. Well, all right. I hope that was informative and fun. That's what hobbies are supposed to be all about. And once again, thanks for stopping by. Be well and take care.